My name's Guy Kestevan. I've been a professional bike and kit tester for over 25 years. And tonight I'm introducing you to the new Roval Traverse SL wheels. So I actually had the previous Roval SL wheels running in the background on testing. Don't think I ever talked about them, but I've had them on the road. Had them out on the trail for about 2 years, but these are a radically different set of wheels straight away. Because what Specialized have done is used what they call the flat top. So it's a really, really shallow rim with this really pronounced outside flange there. And you also get really broad beads on the inside edge. It's actually something they started doing on their Traverse Control, on their Roval Control XC wheels. And I've had really great luck in terms of avoiding snakebite punctures on these. But by widening it out to 5mm on this kind of rounded shelf here, they reckon it virtually eliminates pinch flats, which is a big old claim, but we'll see how they go. But it gives them a 40mm external diameter and a 30mm internal diameter. They actually look a lot like old stirrup brake rims, but do not be using them on that. These are very much disc specific, with a 6-bolt rotor adapter on there. They don't do a centre lock. Anyway, I'm getting out of kilter here. What I need to tell you is not only are these rims slightly lighter than the previous ones, they're also a lot stronger. So they're 15% stronger in the front and 25% stronger in the rear than the previous wheels. They've with a front and rear specific layup to the carbon. And they're also 25% more vertically compliant. And they're also 21% more vertically compliant. So you're getting a smoother, better damped ride, which presumably will roll through rock gardens and over roots, etc. Better because it'll absorb more energy that would otherwise knock you backwards. Basically, it's the whole vertical compliance, making for a faster, grippier ride thing that we hear from all sorts of things, everywhere from frames to handlebars. So as these are pretty much your first component, apart from your tyres touching the ground, it makes sense to build some of that into the rims. And it's, it's what a lot of other brands are doing, such as Zip and Crank Brothers have been doing it as well. You've got the new Ratchet EXP free hub system on there. That does mean engagement is relatively slow. It's only 36 clicks, so a 10-degree lag before they engage, but super durable and really easy to service by just pulling the end caps off. But you do have to be careful if you drop the wheels or they fall over, because the weight of the cassette can pull the free hub off, and then you've got all your delicate nicely greased gubbins open to contamination. So just look after them a bit when they're lying about the workshop or you're getting them in and out of the bike, etc. Apart from that, you've got all the normal free hub options, and you've got torque cap options for the front hub as well, so they mesh better with a RockShox fork. In terms of other options, these SLs only come in a 29er version. You can get the HD wheel set, which is slightly heavier, in 27.5 as well. And I've actually got an HD 27.5 rear to run in my new Forbidden Druid long-termer. But what else do you need to know about them? Oh, one bit they're rightly proud of is this new, they call thread bed valve on there. So you can see no lock nut on there or even a thread, because they actually screw directly into a thread in the rim. So it kind of hopefully eliminates all the possibility of leaking or them coming loose or pushing through. And not only does that slot across the top make them easy to put in with a screwdriver, but also means that you can get air in and out nice and easily if you're running an insert. I would say, though, they haven't got a Band-Aid over the rim tape there. So we're increasingly seeing brands and rim tape suppliers using an extra segment of tape across there just to stop the ends flapping up. And I'll probably do that before I put tyres on them and start using them. In terms of numbers, we've already talked about that 85% 85% reduced risk of pinch flats. We've talked about the fact they're 21% more compliant and they're 15 or 25% stronger, depending on whether they're talking about the front or rear. But we need to talk price, and these are not cheap at £2,000 for a pair. So they really are a top-end rim. But the great news is they're covered by Roval's new It Happens basically a no questions asked crash or damage warranty if you're riding for the first couple of years, and then actually it kind of slides off for the next 3 years after that. So you're still getting reduced replacement after 5 years. So we're getting seeing more and more carbon wheel companies, and even some alloy wheel companies, put in kind of you break it, we sort it back up on their wheels. So it's good to see Roval jumping in on that. And interestingly, they've also backdated it, so even older wheels are covered under it as long as you register them at the time of purchase. Oh, one thing, although I said the free hub is currently slow, you can upgrade it to a 54-click ratchet if you find there's a bit too much lag on pickup. But considering all the strength gains and puncture protection and general toughness of the wheels, they are impressively light. I've clocked them in at 1660 grams for this setup with the valves in, which puts them in a very similar ballpark to Santa Cruz Reserve 30 SL wheels, which can be my benchmark for this category up to now, and even wheels like Hunt's proven XC carbon wheels. But as you can see, there's certainly a lot of new technology going on in terms of the valves and in terms of the rims, so I'm going to give these a very, very thorough and aggressive testing and report back to you on them once I've got enough miles in to be pretty confident about what I'm saying with them. But massive thanks to Roval for sending these wheels in for test anyway. Massive thanks to Giro Cycling, to Peaty's products, to Torq Nutrition, Enduro Bearings, Hebtroco Clothing and Crud XL Fenders, who are my regular channel sponsors. Thanks very much to my Patreon subscribers who loyally send in a small donation every month, and that really helps justify me spending more time in front of the GoPro, even in the middle of the night like this, and they get extended early and behind the scenes edits when I get a chance to make them as a thank you. But they also get all the regular edits ad-free, so they're free from irritating interruptions, apart from me coughing or losing my voice in the middle of the night like's happening now. So, I best say to you quickly, if you can't join me on Patreon, I understand times are tight, but please subscribe, please click for notifications and give this video a thumbs up like, because that makes a massive difference to how far and wide YouTube will share it. And if you like the cut of my jib and you want to know how these wheels, and you think my mates will enjoy watching what I do, then please tell them about it when you're out riding, down the pub or wherever. You know, word of mouth really is the best way for this channel to grow. But for now, I've been Guy Kestevan on Guy Kes TV, talking about the radical rim-shaped, lighter, tougher, more compliant Traverse SL trail wheels from Roval. Oh, sorry, forgot to say you get spare spokes for the wheels, as well as all the data and a sign sheet from the wheel testing as the final phase of hand building and checking. And they come in really nice sort of Apple style presentation boxes, which I think is quite a nice touch when you're getting yourself a pair of fancy wheels.